The diagonal spread is a strategy where you enter into long and short positions simultaneously by buying and selling the same types of options, either calls or puts, but with different strike prices and different expiration dates. This options trading strategy is a combination of the vertical spread and calendar spread strategies. In vertical spreads, the strike prices are different, and in calendar spreads, the expiration dates are different. The diagonal strategy does both. This strategy helps manage risk by taking positions at different strike prices and different expiration dates, which provides a certain level of flexibility. Now, there are two areas of risk with the diagonal spread. If you open the short position at a higher strike price than the long position with calls, a bullish spread, the maximum risk is the debit that is paid up front to open the position. If you open the short position at a lower strike price, a bearish spread, the risk is the difference in strike prices times 100 times the number of contracts, plus any debit that is paid up front, minus any income that you generate from your short positions over that period of time. Because stocks typically rise over the long term, and the risks I mentioned before, it's usually better to enter a diagonal with calls as a bullish spread. The profit potential is based on the amount of cash generated from repeatedly selling short positions during the period before the long position expires. If the calendar spread is long and you open your short positions with near-term expiration dates, you should be able to do this many times over before the long position expires. Additionally, depending on how in the money the long position is in when it's closed or exercised, there is the potential for profit there as well. You can open a diagonal spread with calls or puts. If you open it with calls, a long or a bullish call diagonal spread involves buying in-the-money long call option with a far-out expiration date, while also selling an out-of-the-money short call position with a closer expiration date simultaneously. The price of the stock when the short call option expires will determine how much profit you make on that position, and by being able to sell additional short positions, you increase your overall profit potential. The goal is to generate enough profit from the short positions to more than cover the initial debit when the diagonal was opened. The long option will be at risk of time decay and decreasing extrinsic value, depending on how long it is until the expiration date. This is why it performs better as the stock price rises further above the long option strike price. The closer the option gets to expiration, the more the extrinsic value depreciates. But the higher it is above the strike price, the more intrinsic value it has. If it expires out of the money, it will have no intrinsic value, and your diagonal spread will only profit from what you make on the short positions. But since you open the long position in the money, it's likely the stock price will only rise from there, and you'll be able to profit from it at expiration. So now your total profit is what you make from the short positions, plus what you make at expiration on long position, minus the initial debit to open the diagonal. There is also a short or bearish diagonal spread, and similar to the bearish vertical spread, this position remains profitable as long as the stock price remains below a short position strike price. If the stock price rises above the short strike price, the profit and loss line will start to trend negative. You can also open a diagonal spread with puts, and just like with calls, it involves the selling and buying of two puts simultaneously, each with different strike prices and different expiration dates. The short put diagonal spread is selling an in-the-money put option with a far-out expiration date and buying an out-of-the-money put option with a closer expiration date. The potential profit is limited, but does capitalize on the time decay as well as any increase in the underlying asset. One would use this strategy with puts if it is believed that the markets would be moderately neutral or bullish in the short term. This multi-legged option strategy requires a certain amount of knowledge and research, but can also be quite profitable over the long term. You can easily use long, bullish diagonal spreads to generate a regular income with minimal risk, the same as you can by selling covered calls and cash-secured puts. Do you ever use this strategy? How has it worked for you? Let me know in the comments below. And as with all strategies, do your research, define your goals, and choose the strategy that will best help you achieve it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to see more great videos just like this. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments and I will be sure to answer them. Thanks for watching.